everybody, and welcome to the first installment of the Knits Magee Podcast. We're very excited to be here with you today. To start off with, again, my name is Murphie. I'm 25. I live in Columbia, South Carolina with my fiance, Dustin, and our two cats, Sophie and Binksy. I went to Columbia College for studio art with emphasis in graphic design and printmaking. I graduated in 2010.
15.
I sure didn't. 2015. I was thinking about when I started. 2015. I know, I'm old. And I have been knitting for less than a year. September. September will mark a full year that I've been knitting. And we're going to catch you up to speed with our fiber journey and crafting story. But that's just a little background on me to start off with.
My name is Kelly. I am 51 years old, and my husband and I have been living in Columbia, South Carolina for over 20 years now. I'm originally from Charlotte, North Carolina. I am a customer service rep, and he works retail, which really works out well for me, especially when it comes to my craft bill, because I get his discount. So, yeah, I love it.
So that pretty much sums up like a little bit of background information about us personally, kind of separately. And like I mentioned before, I've been knitting for less than a year. I honestly never expected to get into fiber arts. So we're going to talk more about kind of our journey and like what led us to today. And a lot of that has to do with my mom. And my entire life being exposed to her craftiness, and she's always crocheted, and she's an amazing sewist, and she's cross-stitched and paintings, and like you name it, she can do it. She'll be modest, but she's awesome. So I think it would be appropriate. We're gonna go ahead and start with your story, how you got into the fiber arts and just like crafting in general, and then we'll go to me and how this all plays into where we are today.
Well, I was very lucky in the fact that I had a sister who was 15 years older than me, and she was very crafty, very artistic, and as I was growing up, she would let me help her do crafty things, and when I was about 7, she taught me how to crochet, and
she became a hooker.
I did. I'm such a hooker, you would not believe. But anyway,
dirty hooker.
That time in my life, it was the 70s, and everything was acrylic and all these fun colors. That Grandma would make sweaters for you and AFGHANs for you and things like that. And so I did that regularly, and I got to be really, really talented at it. When the kids came along is when I taught myself how to sew, and I really enjoyed making, especially this one, cute little dresses and outfits and hats and
cute.
So
she
cute.
Still has some of it. Maybe one day she can share some of the really cute things she made for me when she was a baby. When I was a baby. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
But then I kind of got out of it for a little while, and the kids got out of the house, and I looked at my husband, and I'm like, okay, now what are we supposed to do? And he goes, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, you know what? I want to pick back up on the things that I used to do, the cross-stitch and the crochet and the sewing that I used to do. So I picked it back up, and I've been really lucky in the fact that I can spend at least half my day doing what I love, which is being a creative and creating beautiful things like this shawl that I've crocheted. Actually, my husband picked out these colors, which he has an eye for color. And I'm constantly looking for something to do with my hands. I really love being hands-on.
Yeah. So it is interesting, I guess, kind of how those two worlds collided, because of course I've always been exposed to her craftiness because it's always been around me, and it was like she would make me things, and I always really appreciate it, because who doesn't love like getting a handmade object? But it's like I didn't understand yet exactly what it was, like what it took to make something for someone. And I think it was probably maybe around this time last year that my mom, of course, was still like crocheting and sewing and doing all these really cool things. And the most I ever did, like I did go to school for graphic design, and it was all computer based, so a lot of my creativity was into that. And when I was growing up, I did a lot of writing. I've always had a very short attention span. Yeah. Not a lot of patience in this one, and so I never really like sat with something and ever finished it, even if I wanted to. There were times like I did stuff like some latch hook kits when I was younger, and she taught me how to cross stitch. That's been, gosh,
a long time ago.
And I do have some cross stitch stuff that I got from her probably 2 years ago. It's just sat around. Now I really want to do it. Maybe that'll be a future episode. Me cross stitching again, stitching, bitchin', stitching,
The silly stitchers.
The silly stitches. Welcome. So so I kind of like did stuff, but I never felt like I really had a hobby or that I could like make anything. Like I created like more fine art, like prints and stuff like that, and a lot of collagraphs and lino cuts, and mostly graphic design though, and photography. So about this time last year, she was cross stitching and all this, and she started being like, oh, do you know how yarns are made? Like, do you know what you can do with the fiber from a sheep, like wool and all this? And she had started watching these videos about more about fiber.
I wanted to learn how to knit, and that's what led me down the path that we're on now together.
This is hot, so I'm taking off. We are outside, and it is probably 90 degrees.
But I went on to YouTube and looked up
YouTube.
I did the YouTube, and I found a video of a woman that I really liked, and it was Chandi.
Yeah. Okay.
And I watched her video on how to knit. And unfortunately, it didn't really take with me because being a hooker, I don't know what to do with the other needle.
Chandi from it's Expressions
in Fibre Art.
Expressions in Fibre Art.
Yeah, and it is warm, so I'm gonna take it
Yeah.
off.
Luckily, hopefully the sun will stay behind the clouds a little bit. Sorry if the lighting's weird. Also, again, we are on my balcony. Yeah. So she had started watching those videos. And I remember she had sent me a couple of videos about like fiber and some of the videos that Chandi did, and she was like, oh my gosh, she's so totally awesome. She makes her own yarn. I want to do that. I want to dye yarn. And she was so excited about it. And then and to be honest, like I would watch it and be like, oh yeah, that's cool, but like it never really like,
oh, that's cool, but that's cool for mom.
Right, that's kind of how I felt about it, right? Like it's cool for you, but that's not my thing. And then she sent me the video of it's like knitting for total absolute beginners or something. Well, everything we talk about, we're definitely going to link in the down bar below, so don't worry. We'll have that video also. So if you are not yet a knitter, but you would like to learn how to knit, we'll do that. And she also has one for beginner crocheters. And granted, Mom had tried to teach me how to crochet, and for some reason, like I couldn't figure it out. So I just never thought anything else about it. I was like, well, I'll just never do it. That's okay. And so I watched a video that Chandi put together, which is fantastic. She's great, great content. And I watched a video, and I remember watching it and being like, whoa, wait, I think I can do that. Like she makes it like very simple.
She does.
She does a great job.
She really empowers you because she tells you so much. You can do this. You can do this, and and you really can.
You really can. And so like I told my mom, I was like, okay, wow, thanks for saying that. I think I kind of want to try and knit, which is totally bizarre, and I didn't think that I would actually like really figure it out or keep with it. So
I didn't either.
Neither did Dustin, my fiance. Nobody really thought that I would, mostly because of my attention span and that kind of thing. I want to do everything all the time. So anyway, so I watched a video. Mom had some yarn, and of course she had yarn. She had some yarns, and she had some plastic knitting needles that she picked up at a yard sale.
Yep.
And so I gave it a go, and wouldn't you know, I figured out how to do it. Again, this was probably September of last year, 2016. So it's been less than a year, and I've been obsessed ever since. And her and I have dyed some wool together, and we'll talk more about that also, because both of us have also spun fiber up and everything. It was kind of like, I tend to get really obsessive about things I'm interested in, and like I want to learn all the things and know all the stuff about all the different, like, whatever.
Everything.
Everything. So I've been watching so many videos, YouTube tutorials, podcasts, following people on Instagram. Love Instagram. I love seeing yarn.
I love Instagram too.
I got her on Instagram. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so it's been really great, and I think we're going to show some of our finished objects and our whips and that kind of stuff. But for instance, this was my first shawl that I made. It's all cotton yarn, and it's free on Ravelry. And yeah, I also got into Ravelry, and
love Ravelry.
Ravelry is so great, of course. We all love it in the fiber community. So yeah, that's the whirlwind that has been kind of our fiber journey up until now, and kind of colliding together, which has been really exciting and really fun, and definitely we have always been really close anyways, but it's just like added more bonding time, which is really fun, because I know what you said, like you wanted me to do.
Yeah,
I've forever.
always wanted her to, pick up something
Yeah.
that I did, something that I could show her how to do. Yay, I'm going to show you how to do this.
Yeah.
And then she finally goes, hey, Mom, I want you to show me how to crochet. And I'm like, yes.
Her head almost popped off. She was so excited.
It really did. I was so excited. So we
excited.
took off to the fabric store, to Joanne, which is actually where my husband works.
Yes, convenient.
Kind of very convenient. And we picked up the hook and the yarn, and we're ready to go. And she just was hating it, because whereas I've crocheted all my life,
Yeah,
and I don't know what
I
to
just
do with the other hook. She's like, okay, there's got to be something more.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it was hard for me
both my hands.
It was hard for me to hold tension when I first started. I was either doing it way too tight or like too loose, and it felt not as structured as I wanted to be in my hands, because all of us know that when you first start, especially if you started when you were older like I did, your hands have a hard time like trying to figure out what to do, because they've never done that kind of thing before.
Right.
So it felt really sloppy.
Like, well, I can't teach you how to knit, but in wanting myself to learn how to knit after all these years, and actually previous attempts to knit, I showed her Chandi's video, and I'm like, this one does a great job, and look at this, and then I'm going to send you some more, and that's what I did. And so she picked up the knit, and
so crazy. Haven't put it down.
So
yeah,
but
and
now I am learning to knit.
She is, and I'm helping her now that I know. It's funny because I don't really think I exactly have credentials to teach someone, but I do know how to do it.
And she does a great job.
And I've been so I've been helping her, and I do later on want to give crocheting another attempt, because there are things like patterns and things I want to make that are only crochet, and so that gets kind of frustrating for me.
And for me too. That's the reason why I want to learn how to knit. I mean, I can crochet beautiful things, but I can't make a gorgeous pair of socks that you can actually wear with shoes that are not slipper looking. So, I really want to do that. So
she will learn
together.
She's going to learn.
We're gonna do it.
So together, and we've been, again, I've been watching a ton of podcasts. I'll kind of get into that in a few minutes, some of the podcasts that I've really enjoyed. really loved watching and kind of inspired all of this. So we came together and we decided Knits Magee is who we are, and
it is who we are.
We are the Magees.
And we knit.
And we knit and stitch and bitch sometimes. Sometimes we bitch. So yeah, so that's been really great. And as far as future content, what you can expect with us, we are going to be doing hopefully weekly or bi-weekly podcasts where we sit down and talk with you, and we're going to, you know, talk about things we're learning, things we're making, some whips, some finished objects, and maybe some hoes.
Tools of the trade.
Tools of the trades, tricks of the trades, but we also are thinking that we'll probably do some vlogs when we go to yarn shops and events and things like that, and maybe some DIYs and some other really fun content. So we're really looking forward to bringing you along with us.
So please subscribe.
Subscribe!
Subscribe!
Wherever it is.
Subscribe.
I'll put it here. Subscribe. And definitely give this video a thumbs up if you're liking it. Absolutely. So I guess I'll talk more about some of the podcasts that I really love and have really inspired me and kept me passionate about knitting and just seeing all these beautiful things. And really, knitters have to be the best people. Like, just fiber artists and crafty women in general, like, and men, are really awesome.
Include the men, because men can be crafty too.
Men are crafty also. You know, it's been really great to see everything. There's such a great community, especially online. So we're definitely hoping to connect a little more with you guys. Unfortunately, none of my really close friends knit or anything other than my mom. So yeah, so definitely looking to make some friends. Get to meet you guys later on down the line.
Fiber friends.
Fiber friends! And talk, you know, and talk more about the stuff that we're doing. So I guess, like, talking about YouTube peoples and podcasts in general that we've really been loving and that kind of thing. Obviously, it started with watching videos that Chandi of Expression Fiber Arts did and looking at her beautiful yarn, and she has really great tutorials.
She does. She is the first one that I saw use a spinning wheel, and I guess I live in a bubble. I never really considered the fact that people actually did this kind of thing now. You know, you always see the antique ones that people use as decoration, but when you think about days gone by, but you don't think that people are actually doing this now. So I got so inspired watching her video, and my husband was there with me, but he was doing his thing, and I'm like, babe, look at this woman. She's making her own yarn. I didn't even know that you could do that. It just totally rocked my world. Totally.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew that I had to do this. That's when I learned that I just had to.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we haven't even talked about us spinning fiber yet. Maybe we should talk about that first, and then we'll talk more about podcasts and videos and everything. Yeah, so, wow. How have we gotten this far and not talked about spinning yet?
I don't know. That's really our fiber story.
Started, kind of, because she was talking to me about dyeing fiber, spinning fiber, and dyeing yarns and everything before she showed me the video about knitting and everything, and I got really interested in it because it seemed really cool. But I still didn't think I would knit. But here I am. I'm so happy that I am.
And I told my husband, you know, and I started looking at, like, spinning wheels online, and you know, when you're very first starting out, something the price is a little daunting.
So wait, keep talking, and I'm going to grab some of our drop spindles and talk about that.
So, I am a little bit disappointed and a little bit put off by it, but I still wanted to do it. I still had that desire. And so I was looking online, and I watched a couple more videos of people who use a drop spindle. And that's something that's super affordable, especially if it's something that you're just learning to do. And my husband found one online that was gorgeous, and he got for me. And since then, we made one. They're super simple to make. Murphie and I were involved in Fibre Share.
Oh, yes.
And
we'll have to do a whole separate video on that
Fibre
because
Share.
it was so great.
And my Fibre Share buddy, who is in the Netherlands,
So
sent me some small ones. And then for Christmas this past year, my husband got me this gorgeous one that is made with a 3D printer, which is amazing.
From Turtle Made, which is
Turtle
really cool.
Made. And this is the one that he bought me.
Yeah, so it's in my hands right now, and this is actually some of my, hopefully you can see that it's focusing, but this is actually some of my
Yarn that she spun.
yarn, hand spun with the drop spindle. And then you want to show the one that you made first.
This is the one that we made because, of course, I showed Murphie and she's like, I want to do that. So I lent her mine.
Yes.
And then
AKA I stole it.
this is the one that we made. And all of these pieces can be bought at Joann or any craft store. And I think it may have cost $5 to make this.
Maybe we can do a tutorial on how to make your own drop spindle. That would be really
awesome.
fun.
That would be awesome. And super simple, and it works, let me tell you.
Woo!
And then these are the two.
Keep spinning, keep spinning.
Beautiful colored ones. This is a top
Whirl?
top whirl,
Yeah.
and this is a bottom whirl. There's two different whirls. It's all whirls, but
The world.
these are so fun and beautiful. I love those colors.
These are the ones that came from your Fibre
My
Share
favorite buddy, yeah.
partner, Madeline.
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 Yeah, her name is Madeline.
Yes.
And then
She's awesome.
this is
Thanks,
the
Madeline.
one from Turtle Made. Beautiful Celtic design.
Of course, again, going back to the Magee, obviously we're a little Irish,
A
guys.
little.
So.
And this is also a top whirl. And the
Top
whirl
whirl.
is this piece, and depending on where it is if it's a top whirl or a bottom whirl. So
I'm gonna hold
these
those.
are our whirls and our
Check,
drop
check.
spindles.
Yeah, and so I actually have some of the fiber that I haven't finished. Well, first, like this is, I dyed this. It did not come out the color I wanted it to, but it wound up being pretty nice. And this is some finished fiber. Can you hold that?
Sure.
And then these I'm actually still really excited about. I'm going to knit singles of this color and this color and then apply them together. But these are actually fibers that we hand dyed.
Yep.
Which
This
is
is
really cool.
wool. And
It's BFL.
Yep.
Blue Face Luster.
Yep.
Wool.
that we purchased, and it was, it was a natural color, quite kind of creamy color, and then we dyed it these colors.
Okay, so we did move a little bit. I think this would have been a better lighting situation to begin with, so sorry about the earlier kind of blown out version of me. But you live and you learn, so next time we won't do that. And it was getting a little hot in the sun.
Just a little.
Just a little. But yeah, back to fiber and spinning. Just to give you an example, here is something that Mom crocheted. Let you see that. Out of Malabrigo, which is so beautiful and luscious to work with. Merino.
The colors is called Persia.
And it was fiber that she actually hand spun. And then she crocheted it, so you can absolutely spin your own fiber and make really cool stuff out of it, from sheep to sweater.
From sheep to sweater.
You can do it all, and it's been really cool to take it the extra step. I think especially for you, because
yes, it's very exciting. It's wonderful to go and pick your yarn out and to create something. It's awesome. It's something that I've always done and enjoyed, the finished product. But when you start with the raw materials and then you work it until the final level, then
final object.
Yeah. Then it's so much more satisfying. I think it's kind of like baking a cake from scratch rather than buying the box version.
Which there's nothing wrong with
No,
that
there's
either.
not. I mean,
But it just
great.
adds more to it.
It does. It really does. It just makes it so much more rewarding.
Let's see if I can model it really quick. Wait,
How do I do it?
like this, sir.
Over your shoulders like this.
Definitely keep you warm in the winter.
Mhm.
Obviously, we are insane people holding and wearing wool when it is
In the summer.
almost 100 degrees here in South Carolina.
Yep. Columbia is the hottest state, hottest
So
city in the
hot.
state. So yeah.
And humid, but so I'm not gonna keep that on, but just to give you an idea. Yeah, so yeah, I think that wraps up kind of like our fiber journey a little bit. I'm gonna talk some more about podcasts and people who have inspired us, and then I think we're gonna get into the really exciting stuff and show you some finished objects, some whips, and maybe some stash stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Love
stash.
stash.
Of course, who doesn't?
Stash.
The stash. Not that stash. Yeah, so talking about podcasts and everything that I especially have really loved. I don't think Mom watches as many.
I haven't, but
I've been
getting
showing her
into
a
it.
lot.
She's been showing me a lot, and I have so many things that I want to do that trying to slice my free time into all the things that I want to do.
It's hard.
It's very hard because I want to do everything all right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been watching some really great podcasts. Again, it started with Chandi's wonderful videos. I watched those first and learned how to knit, and then I learned how to do the purl stitch and watched some of her tutorials. One of my first finished objects, which I will show you, is this frayed beanie, and I made that from a great YouTube video. Again, we're going to link all of this in the description below, so definitely look out for that. And it's a great tutorial, and it was easier for me originally to see it visually instead of reading instructions, especially because I was like brand new and I needed to see how people did things.
Back in the day, when I learned how to do it, you either had somebody show you or you had to read the instructions and figure it out, because we didn't have YouTube, which YouTube is such a wonderful teaching tool.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell I would have done it without that. It definitely would have been a little more difficult. So shout out to all you troopers that learned pre-YouTube.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Way back in my day, we didn't have the YouTubes.
No YouTube.
No YouTubes. So after Shandi's, the first videos that I started to watch were from Andre Sue Knits, who now I think mostly does podcast styles with Sue of Legacy Fiber Arts, and combos with Sue, which are wonderful. And Andy, I think she goes by Andy. Andy from Andre Sue Knits used to have a bunch of videos about different things that she made with her and her daughters, about felting and dyeing yarns and knitting and everything.
I watched those. They were
yeah,
really good.
they were so great. Wonderful content. Got really excited. I think after that, it was probably Yarngasm from Kristin from Voolenvine, who is incredible, and she also is a sewist, so she has some really great content on not just knitting, but also sewing. And of course, and if you don't know, Voolenvine Yarns is her yarn brand, and she has beautiful colorways. That's been really great. And then I started watching the Legacy Knits podcast with Chelsea and Sue, who is another mom and daughter, which even more so really inspired me to grab my mom and be like, hey, maybe we should do this, because every time I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, let's be a mom. And it seemed like such a fun thing to do, to kind of let you in on our little lives. And so started watching that. I'm not going to mention all the ones that I've seen, but definitely those are some, and I'll mention more as I go on. Recently, I found the Anxious Knitter, Joy. She is fabulous, and being an anxious person myself, very relatable and really fun. So those are kind of some of the videos that have inspired us. A lot of people, of course, oh my gosh, and Chrissy Glass, Christy Glass Knits. Hello. If you're not watching her stuff, absolutely you must. She has some incredible interviews with some fabulous people. Just
Yes.
anybody you can think of, she definitely has a video, and she's been really inspiring. Her fiber journey has been incredible. She has really great content, and in general, of course, people like Lavanya and Stephen West and Stephen B and Jared Flood and all these people are very inspiring. So it's been really great to see interviews with them, see them on Instagram, etc. It's been really wonderful. And I'll link, again, more information about them all in the down bar.
The down bar.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna get right on into some finished objects, followed by some whips and some stash.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so now we're gonna get into some finished objects.
Yep.
Some of mine are a little bit older. In the future, I'm more prolifically knitting now than I was in the beginning, but just to kind of give you an idea of like where I started and where I'm going. This crazy looking thing was, this is gonna look so messy and like a giant skein. Just, anyways, this is my first finished object. Technically, it was an infinity scarf that I arm knitted, which was something else that I was really interested in the beginning. For me, I really needed to like complete some projects pretty quickly,
yeah,
so that I felt like, hey, I can do it. So, again, very hot, not going to keep that on. But yeah, so that was that. And then this right here is the hat that I mentioned. That was my first real finished object that I made with some needles and everything, and I will link the video on how to make it below. It was really great, and I felt super awesome because I made this great toboggan.
Very super awesome in that she actually
So
did
great.
it. And I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
So very proud. I really like that one too.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen this one?
I don't think I have.
This was the second hat that I made, and it has this great floppy pom-pom that I want to secure with a safety pin, but I haven't gotten there yet. But this is knit flat. I don't remember. I think I watched another video for this, but I don't remember. I will link that also, but
Very cute.
it's a great flat knitted hat, so you don't have to knit in the round like
can knit
Madeline.
flat.
You can knit flat. And then I've done a bunch of dishcloths and given them away. I made some scarves for mom and some friends. Unfortunately, I don't have those. But you know, that was kind of stuff I was working on the first thing, and I already showed this. Just show it a little bit more. Again, this was my first like larger project, and it was really great and really fun, and it has inspired me to do some shawl knitting with some fingering weight yarns. Just of course like knit up a little
Very
quicker.
excited about learning that too.
And then these were my first tassels. #tasselit. The first tassels that I made, which were really fun also. So I think mom's gonna show some of her finished objects.
Yep. When I got back into crocheting really heavily, I made this
Show.
for Murph for Christmas, and it's a poncho.
Yeah.
That slips over your head.
It's very hot, so I'm not wearing it, but I should be able to find a picture of me wearing it, and I'll insert it. I used to have hair.
Lots of it.
Lots of it. I just shaved it all off.
And this is a beautiful shawl that I made. Scarf. This is Malabrigo. I don't remember the name of this colorway, but I spun this on a drop spindle instead of a spinning wheel.
Try to
And then crocheted
show
it
a little
up.
bit.
Beautiful colors. Love their colorways. And just to
I'm
give you an
taking everything.
idea about this,
About the fiber, like how it looks when it
Yeah.
comes.
this is the Malabrigo. It comes in a long braid, which obviously I have taken apart.
And this is what it's called?
Yeah, it's
So
Malabrigo, and the color is Persia.
Persia.
And you pull this apart, and this I actually spun up on a spinning wheel that we were lucky enough to have given to us. We're very excited about that.
It's wonderful.
And then after
really
I
nice.
spun it up, I applied it together.
Right, and we showed this to you before, but again, just reiterating. So from this to this, which is so cool. I think we'll talk more about spinning in the future, so that we can kind of show you that process a little better.
Right. And when I tried to knit and I just couldn't get it, then I decided to use a knit loom. And just to give you a little bit of an idea, I saw these at the craft store, and I never would get them because of the fun colors they were. I thought they were for children. And I thought, you know what, yeah, they can make cute little, I don't know, somethings, but not really anything that was something, you know, that a grown-up would want to wear. However, I learned that you can make hats like this one.
Like this one.
Yep, this one has cables in it. And then this one is just a brown yarn and an orange yarn that was used together.
I'm just going to put all the hats on.
You can put all the hats on.
All the hats.
Obviously, it's a bigger loom than this one.
That made this.
That made that. But this loom made these beautiful socks, which this yarn, the yarn started out like this, and we dyed, actually I dyed this, these colors.
Yeah, she dyed it from this color to these.
Yeah, and to be honest, when this is not the colors that I was shooting for, so when I first got it done, I was like, oh, okay.
But they're
I'll
so
do
beautiful.
something with it, and so I kind of put it aside for a while, and then I picked it up and made these beautiful socks out of this wonderful loom. And if you don't feel comfortable using needles, you know, or using a crochet hook, this is definitely a way that you can go and still be a creative. I mean, totally
Absolutely.
worth the while.
Also, I almost forgot, I have a finished object on my feet. These, you want to talk about those?
Yep. This is also something that I made for Murph as a gift. It is a pattern that Chandi with Expressions of Fiber Arts had on her website, and they're yoga socks, and I think that they turned out beautifully.
Yes, and
this looks like it's knit, but it's really not. It's crochet. It's kind of a lie, really light lie.
Sorry, I've had them on my feet.
But
so.
this is all crocheted, and they turned out really well, I think.
Yeah, they turned out great, and they actually keep your feet really warm, even though they're not like full socks or anything. Very warm.
Definitely check out Chandi's web. That pattern should still be on it.
I don't think it's free anymore.
No, it was a free pattern, but after...
She'll do exclusive free patterns if you subscribe to her newsletter.
Right.
She'll send them to
But
you.
I think it's only like maybe $5 now.
Yeah.
So still
we'll link
very
that.
affordable.
Very great. Yep.
Is it stash time?
First it's whips. We're
Whips.
gonna talk.
Oh yes, whips.
It's a whip time. We're gonna talk about our whips, our works in progress. Yeah. Okay, so now is time for whips. And this is something I was This is something I was monogamously knitting on for a while. So it grew. It's probably been, I don't know, 2 weeks. It really should have been done by now, but it's a very simple garter stitch shawl.
Beautiful colors.
Beautiful colors. And I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong. I think it's Katia. I'm not sure. Obviously that will, I'm going to have that on there, but they're 100% merino, and it comes in a little kit with all of the little balls of yarn. I'll insert a picture of what those look like, and they have been wonderful to work with. I'm starting Knitmas now because I know it's going to take me a while, but I really want to knit lots of things for people for Christmas. Knitmas.
Crochet
And then the other thing that I actually just cast on, probably, of course I have cat hair everywhere from my kitties. Yeah, something that I cast on just 2 days ago. I'm starting this cable scarf from this Fibre Pattern, the Irish hiking scarf, I want to say. Very excited. This is Malabrigo yarn. Can't think of the colorway right now, but again, I'll have the information below. It is the first time I'm attempting cables, and I think they're turning out pretty good, which is fun. Oh, also, if you saw the stitch marker on my other work, and then this one right here, Mom made me those for my birthday.
For her birthday.
Which is so fun, and I'll probably put up a picture this week on the Instagram, so definitely check us out there. Again, have all the follow information below. Check our Instagram out, and I will post pictures of those. They're beautiful sterling silver stitch markers, which has been really fun.
My turn.
Your turn.
Okay. So
What do you want me to hold? Gimme.
That.
Okay.
Now I have the skein of this that doesn't look this
we'll
messy.
talk about that in stash.
So this is actually, it's not quite a yarn, but it kind of is. It's flat. I don't know if you can tell it. Flat, kind of noodly
Noodly.
kind of thing. And
What's the content on it? What is it again?
it's cotton. It's all cotton.
Yeah, it's cotton. So
And this is an infinity scarf that I'm crocheting. See, look.
that's fine.
My hook. And
Hooker lost her hook.
yep, it happens. It happens to all hookers. They lose their
The
hook.
best of us.
Yep. So this is something that I'm hoping to get done with very soon. It goes really fast. This is a simple single crochet stitch and a chain stitch, and that's all it is. But it's very fun because with all the colors, it makes it look a lot
So fun.
more fancy
Complex, yeah.
than it is. This is Premier Yarns, and it comes in a cake, but this one's kind of demolished. But this is an Afghan that I am working on. Hold it like that. These are the very beginnings of the
beginnings.
No, you know what? This is not an Afghan.
Not an
This
Afghan.
is going to be a shawl. And then it
gonna be a
changes
shawl.
to all these fun colors.
Beautiful.
in between.
It's
So-
a really fun, it looks very springy, summery
Yeah.
colors.
So we'll definitely be posting this when it's done.
Yes.
So you'll get to see.
Maybe next time it'll be a finished object.
Maybe.
It could
I'll
be.
have to get on it.
Yeah, you will.
Really work fast.
I'm promising things are going to happen.
Whips. Yeah.
You make those whips. Make them faster on the
And
whips.
Just to let you know, I am a box checker, so I normally don't finish one project before. I finish a project before I start a new one.
She works monogamously.
I do, but I have
Lately,
been just starting new stuff. So I have. These are just a couple of the ones that I'm working on.
Right.
They are
Yeah.
like I left those at home.
same for me. I have a couple of other ones, but they're really small and not a lot done on them. And I'm hoping to cast on some other stuff. Shoot, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I am going to start knitting her something, but I can't show her. I'll make her leave. No, you're going to see it. Okay, I'll never be able to show you guys that until it's Christmas.
Yep, it'll be a Christmas surprise.
It'll be a Christmas surprise, and then hopefully, it's a pretty large object, so I'm hoping. Well, it's a garment that I'm knitting you, so.
Maybe it's a jumpsuit.
I'm making her a whole jumpsuit,
Oh,
inspired by Stephen West.
go Steven.
Go Steven, go Steven. Alright, so now it is stash time, everyone's favorite. Yeah, somehow I think all of this has been acquired over the past 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna start with stuff that I've gotten from Etsy. First I want to start with these minis. Sorry that the package may crinkle a little bit. From Tilting Planet, the Taffy Mix. She has such gorgeous colors, especially pastels. They're so beautiful.
Very beautiful.
And so I bought Mom some, and I have some.
These are for me.
Yes. And if you look on the Instagram page, you can see these caked up into little baby cakes. They're so cute. I thought I had mine around, but I don't, so that's fine. So these have been really wonderful. I think we're going to make a hat.
Yeah.
Hats with it, which will be really fun. Next are these other minis from Darkweave Fibers. And let's see, it is superwash wool, merino, 75-25, fingering sock, and papaya coconut colorway. Let me just like take one out. These are going to be gorgeous. Not sure what I'm going to make with it yet, but definitely had to have them. You're probably going to figure out that I am addicted to tiny mini things, so I love mini skeins especially. Let's see, one more. Oh yeah, I love this. I'm really weird about keeping things in packaging until I use it, so that's why everything's still in. This is from...
Oh, I didn't know that when you sent this to me, I didn't realize that it was yours. I thought you were just showing it to me.
No, I have this. This is mine. This is from Plank and Stella. This is the Good Vibrations, Slick Beach Boys song, colorway, which is absolutely gorgeous. Again, superwash merino nylon sock blend, 75-25, 4-ply sock.
We're gonna make some socks together too, but
yes, I'm not sure if this is going to become a sock or it might be part of a shawl. I really want to get into doing some West Knits, hashtag Best Knits, and that might be part of it. Also, I just want to mention all of these sellers, everything got to me super quick and wonderful, and they were all super pleasant to work with, really sweet people. She also included some really cute hexagon stitch markers, which is sweet. Let's see. And now we'll get into stuff that we got from our LYS, our local yarn shop.
Copious Fibers?
Copious Fibers. There's Copious Fibers and the Needler. And they're the closest ones to us. Unfortunately, we don't have more, but they do have a pretty great selection.
They do.
It's how we discovered Malabrigo, which we love. So here is another hank of the red that I'm using for the cable scarf, and that is in the colorway Cerza. I'm probably going to mispronounce all of this, but right there, did you see that? Beautiful deep red. And then this one's also mine in the colorway Diana, and this is their Rios, which is their worsted weight.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. It's also merino wool, and I can at least say this: Mom knows that this is what her beautiful Christmas thing will be knit in. You knew that. You were with me.
I was.
I think, is this the same?
I just get so excited.
Is it the same as the one that you spun up? Not sure. And it's in this colorway right here. I'm not gonna butcher that, but again, beautiful variegated yarn. Love it.
We love the variegated colors because everything you make is totally different.
Yes.
When you use a variegated color because of where
It's
the
so
colors
fun. I mean, we love some nice solids also, but that's also so fun. That is. Also, very excited. Yesterday, Dustin and I went to Charlotte, and there is a yarn shop there called Charlotte Yarn, and I told him, I was like, we have to go. It's going to be on the way home. Like, can we please go? Please go. And he took me, and I got us some hedgehog fiber, which of course everybody goes wild about.
We love the hedgehog.
Love it.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have this one in Shiver, which I love. I think this one's going to have to be mine.
Yep.
And then this one is in Salty Tales. I love the names of these.
Too. I love that. That one's
gorgeous. Gorgeous. I think so. I think maybe jealous and have to buy me some. But beautiful, beautiful yarn, of course. And then the last thing is that today we picked up some fabric for me, and I'm going to attempt, with Mom's help, of course, it's this beautiful like watercolor kind of jersey knit fabric that I'm going to try to make the lady skater dress out of, which is really inspired by Kristin from Yarngasm. So thanks so much, Kristin, for inspiring me to make that dress. She's really loved it. I've seen hers and they're so beautiful. So I thought I would give it a try. So I'm going to try to make some dresses, which hopefully I can share with you. Yep, in the future. And then obviously some of that was both of ours, but this is stuff that just Mom has gotten.
Yeah.
So
this was this is what I'm making the infinity scarf out of.
Right.
It is Queensland's collection, Cairns.
Yeah, and this is from Australia. It's a 60-40 blend, so it's actually cotton acrylic.
Oh, okay.
So beautiful, beautiful.
This is a beautiful yarn that I picked up at the needle.
Barocco.
Yeah. Beautiful. Love those colors.
What is it?
It's merino.
Yeah. It's wool acrylic.
Yeah. Not sure what I'm going to make out of that, but it's going to be fun.
Maybe she'll knit something, guys. I'm gonna help her knit it up. Knit it up. Knit it up.
Knit it up. Knit it up. We got it. We got it.
There's some random stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some more Malabrigo.
Malabrigo. Both of these skeins are the same colorway, which is
Anniversario, right?
Anniversario. But as you can see, they're so much fun.
They're
different.
Different dye lots, so
yeah. So
they'll either alternate or they're just gonna show up really fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about this.
Very excited. Also this past week, hashtag Amazon Prime, thank you. I went ahead and bought a Yarn Swift and ball winder, and this one's gotten a little sloppy, but these are my first cakes, so you know, cut me some slack, guys. But these are my first caked up skeins. Those are both Malabrigo that I already showed you a hink of that, and then some of the cotton that I've been working with to make some washcloths. So that's really fun. I'm having so much fun just caking everything up. It's a little addicting, a little satisfying. Cake it up. Woo! But yeah, wow, that was a lot. We didn't realize we had that much to say or show.
But we hope that you stick around for the rest.
Really subscribed. We've had so much fun showing all this to you guys. I think later on I'll do some notes in the down bar for now. I'm going to get a Ravelry group page up probably in the following weeks. Definitely visit our Instagram. Both of us have our individual Instagrams as well. And we have the shared Instagram, Knits Magee.
Knits Magee.
I'm going to be working on some branding for Knits Magee and just so many really exciting things on the way. So
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.
Bye.